So what's going on, everyone? It's Zero Designs here, and today we're gonna create something like this, and we're just gonna do two parts. In this part, I'm gonna show you how to create this from scratch, and how to animate it is going to be the second part. So right now, I'm just gonna show you what I've made. I've made a Game Boy Color. I've made a Super Nintendo Entertainment System controller, which I haven't added these kind of glows on yet, and I've made a Game & Watch one, and yeah, I'm just gonna go over this one right now, how to create this one, because yeah, this one is a bit more complicated, because these two are just rectangular shapes and this one isn't. So I just explained that to you. So first, you wanted to go into Google and just search what you're looking for. So I'm looking for a SNES controller, if that's pronounced properly. And you want to find a picture where it's like pointing forward. And I guess this one is. And yeah, this one will do fine. I'll just check my Photoshop, because I have one over here. But I think this one will work even better, because it's even more straightened out than the other one. So let's just save that one on our computer, if it will save. Hello, internet. And in the meantime, let's just create a new composition and closing these. So let's just create a new composition. Oh, and there we go. It's actually starting up right now. So let's save that. Let's actually save that on our desktop, the second one, because the first one isn't saved properly. But we can just open the file location and drag that into Photoshop. So now that we have this, we can create something. So let's just create a new file, because you want these all in 1920 by 1080, as this is going to be your kind of intro or animation property and size. So let's just call this SNS controller. And the process is just really easy, but you gotta name everything properly for you to make it easy to use in After Effects. So let's just double click the background layer and drag it into our other composition. So this picture actually looks quite big. So let's just press Ctrl T to transform it, and let's just drag it out. And another tip you can use is just clicking this chain up here and kind of dragging it out, so it kind of goes from the middle. So this seems about the right size for what I want. So let's get started by creating this. Let's set the opacity of this thing to 50, and let's create our first layer. Let's set the color to something a bit reddish. So let's create a new layer and call this body. And what we want to do is kind of create one part of it and then duplicate it and kind of create the other part, as it's pretty much, if you divide it into the middle, like this, all right, like this, you can kind of see that it's pretty properly lined up. So to get this right, we want to set up our rulers. If you don't have these, go to View and Rulers, or Show, and they might be in here, but just tick this one. And yeah, and now you can just drag this one out, and make sure you're on the background layer, so on the white layer, and just drag this one out till something in the middle. And as you can see, it kind of jumps over there. You might not be able to see it, but it kind of jumps over there. So then you want to release it and it will stay there, and you want to get this one and it will stay there as well. So continuing on right now, we want to place our picture into the middle of the composition. So let's just drag it until it snaps into place. And again, so here we have our picture right up in the middle of the composition. So I hope this picture itself is centered. I think it is. It might not look like it because the shadows on this side and on this side, but I think the controller is centered, as most pictures are on the internet. So let's create our first path. So let's create a new layer. Oh wait, but let's just go back to our body layer actually, and let's go on the top here and drag until it kind of starts curving. So make sure you are using the inside or the outside. So this and not just go like this from the inside to the outside. Make sure you do that properly. So I'm just going to use the inside, and as of right here it's kind of going to curve. So let's just create a point over here. So this is the straight line, and let's just snap to the middle. Hold shift. Oh no, sorry, that's a bit weird. So just snap to the part where it kind of hits the ruler. Hit shift and hold it and kind of drag out until you have this proper circle. And then just pretty much click on the point where it goes straight again. So around here. So as you can see, it's not quite properly aligned, so you gotta drag it out a bit to kind of fit your comp. So I don't think that works. You can also just play around with the pen tool, and it's pretty much, you can also, if you press alt click, this is pretty much going to be interpreted as a new kind of, as a starting point, as this one was, and it's not going to automatically use the curve that was created over here. So you can kind of create more. Is that kind of straight? Because we don't want any weird angles going on over here. I think that's okay. So you gotta take your time, of course, and try to figure this out. But I thought, there we go. And let's just get over here and select our upper point. So let's just see how this looks. Let's just actually get rid of this ruler so we can properly see. So as you can see, it's not just quite great over here, but we'll fix that in a sec. So let's just go to our pen tool, right click, fill path, and use the foreground color, which is red. So let's just now that we hit this behind layer, let's just make this opacity, whatever. Let's just make it 50 and create ourselves a circle or ellipse. So now we have to get rid of these rulers, as the circle will snap to it, and we don't want that to happen. So let's just create a circle somewhat around the middle, and hold alt and shift to create a perfect circle from the middle, and kind of guess the right size. And we'll be manipulating this. So let's press Ctrl T and kind of drag it out until it forms a proper circle. So there we go. So now all we have to do is get our pen tool, rasterize this layer by right clicking rasterize layer, go find the point where the circle overlaps, and get rid of any of the points on that side. So let's connect this, and make sure you go back to your body part, and you can make it 100. You can make a selection and delete that, and now we have a perfect circular form, just like over here. So yeah, let's just make sure everything is kind of aligned properly. So let's just get rid of this little part over here by just selecting it and pressing delete on the ellipse itself. And let's make sure it's on this side, but this side is good. So now that we have this set up, we can just merge these layers. We're just gonna rename it by double clicking the name, and we're gonna rename it body again. Yeah, body. So here we have our body on the left side. So let's just duplicate it by pressing Ctrl J. Go to Edit, Transform, and flip it horizontally. Then we just gotta drag it over here, and we have our kind of body set up. So let's just merge these actually and call it main body. And let's put this into a map called body. So now we can kind of hide that one and see what we want to create next. So the second part that we could count as the body is this little circle over here, which we can easily recreate with the ellipse tool. And we can just click in the middle or right about the middle, press Alt, press Shift, drag. Oh, sorry, you gotta zoom out a bit to not get that effect that I just had, because it kind of zooms out automatically, which isn't too great. But right, that's around the right size. So let's just drag it over here, drag down the opacity a bit so we can see properly. Press Ctrl T, drag it up so it fits, drag it to the side so it fits, drag it down so it fits, and drag it to the left so it fits. It doesn't have to be perfect, as you're not gonna see the background itself. And let's just call this right big circle. And let's just put this in the body tag as well. So as you can see, we kind of need to color things right now. So let's just hide this one and hide the main body, and go to the main body and go to the gradient and choose the paint bucket tool. And we want to select a color from our original image. So let's make that opacity 100. And we want to create the body color. So we're just going to select a color from the body, select the main body, and fill that in. So as you can see right now, we have kind of the same color, and it could actually just be this and be the controller. So yeah, but that's not what we want. So let's get this big circle, and we can just double click it, select this, as we haven't rasterized this one yet. So make sure this big circle is on top of that one, and let's rasterize it now, as we might need to later on anyway. So let's just deselect the body, and let's create these buttons over here. So this is fairly simple, using the same process that I just did, but I'll show you anyway. And yeah. So first off, what we want to do, what I did last time actually, was rotate it, because then it will be easier to use. So I rotated this, let's just disable it, and get one of the rulers again, so we can see what is 90 degrees, and free transform it, and just try to get this one properly aligned. So it's 90 degrees. And wait, sorry. First, you gotta make a duplicate, of course, because we want the original position to be maintained. And let's just rotate the duplicate. So I just did is duplicate it and hide the other version, and just rotate this one. So here we go. That's 90 degrees, definitely. So that's perfect. So what we can do now is get rid of our ruler, and we can start to create these buttons. So what I did is just go into the middle, or about the middle, go over here while holding Shift, and go over here. Let's just try to get exactly the middle, and so that's right there. Hold Shift, drag it out about there, and try to find the point where it's going straight again. Click, That's not just right. And right, that looks about right. And now you can just go over here and kind of fill that in. So let's create a new layer actually, and call this below buttons. So yeah, let's just fill that in, and let's make it a red color again, so it's kind of visible for us and it's easy to see. So where is it again? Right click, fill path, and fill it in. So now we can just Control J that one, free transform it, flip it horizontally, get it over here on this side, and I'm just gonna use the arrow keys to position it perfectly. And yeah, now we just need to fill out this middle part, which is fairly easy. Just select this one, press shift, select the other side, go down, select shift on this side, and just fill it in. So fill path. So here we go, we have our buttons created. So let's just merge these, duplicate it, drag them over here, and now we can get rid of that duplicate, and we can get this one, get both of these, edit, free transform, and we need to get them into the right place. So try to get the as close as possible. Obviously minor changes won't be noticed. Yeah, that's good. And this one. So here we have our buttons. So as you can see, we have kind of created this one and these. So let's just select our color, go over here and select this color, and then use the paint bucket tool to fill in both our sides. So continuing on, we have these, and let's enable the body for now, and let's just drag both of these into a group called buttons on the right side of our controller. So let's just get rid of both of these, and now all we have to do is create some circles. So Shift Alt and drag it out. That's about the perfect size. Duplicate that, get it over here on the yellow one, merge those shapes, duplicate them, and just get them over here. Perfect. So now that we have our buttons, and what I actually want to do is animate these individually. So let's make a selection. Oh, wait 1 sec. Let's just make these rasterized first, and rasterize this one as well. And now we want to just grab all of those and make selection, and then we got over here and layer via cut. Oh, let's go to the other one, layer via cut. And now we have this one, which is green. Then we have this one, which is blue. And then we have both of these, which we have to kind of select, layer via cut, and there we go. So this one is the red button, and this one is yellow, I guess. Yeah. Alright. So when you're done with this, you can just select all of those, put them in another group, and make them, call these buttons, and drag them into the buttons, right? So make sure they are above the kind of below the thingies, and yeah, we haven't colored them yet, so let's just do that right now actually. So get the blue one and paint bucket. Make sure you use the paint bucket and not the color overlay, because we'll be using something to actually kind of use that, and you can't use color overlay to create kind of a glow later on. So get that one, and now we just need red. Select a red color again and paint bucket it in. Now we just need yellow, and we're gonna select the yellow color, and we're gonna make it visible again and kind of paint bucket it in. So now that we have our body and the buttons set up, we can actually get rid of both of those and get this controller. And all we need on this side is pretty much the letters again. So let's make an A. This one is way too big, obviously. And I'm not sure about the font. If you really want to find out, you obviously have to do some research. But I'm just gonna go with something, I guess, Arial and bold. That gets close, you know. It's not right, but we can fake the idea that this is the actual font. So we can just grab this one, make sure it's the right color, and there we go. Yeah, that's about right. So duplicate that one, drag it over here, make it say X, and actually position it properly. There we go, and let's position this one properly as well. Duplicate both of those and drag them over here where we are going to rename them. So just change the X to Y. This is a really long tutorial. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you learn some stuff. And the next one is gonna be even more fun because we're gonna animate this, and we're gonna create something really cool. So now that we have this set up, let's just grab all of those, call them letters into a group. Characters is the English word. Characters. There we go. Put them into the buttons right one and make sure they are above everything else, really. So now that we have this set up, we kind of have half the controller done. Obviously you need to put in some more detail, and there we go. We just have to enable those in this, and yeah, let's just get rid of these again. So now we have these things in the middle, and you can actually use the rounded I actually used the rounded cube, kind of what is the rectangle tool for this, and kind of boost it up this thing. For some reason it doesn't really work. Alright, we're just gonna create another one, and there we go. That's kind of the same shape. It's not perfect, obviously, because this is kind of a quick tutorial. So let's just drag that in place, drag this one in place, and it seems about right. Again, kind of doing really well on these little guesses. So that's about right. So drag that in. Let's just position this properly, duplicate it, drag it over here, hide out both of them, select this little thing because it's still unrasterized, and this one we're actually going to enable this one and make sure this is the same color. So here we have our two middle buttons, and let's actually left, let's make sure left middle button. Make sure left is on the kind of left side of the name, or no, actually put it on the right side of the name, because After Effects reads kind of the beginning and the last thing as the name, so you can kind of know what you're doing. Middle button right. Let's just rename everything properly now. Right, so let's just drag this into a new map. Call this middle buttons, and let's just not change the color. Let's rasterize these for later use. So you can just create a text real quick, call this select. Obviously it's not even getting close on these ones, but maybe your regular one will. You need to go italic and stuff, but I really want to speed up this one. You obviously have to do more about this, but I don't want this tutorial to be around an hour long, which it will probably be with the animating. I'm not sure where I'm on at the moment. I think I'm on 20 minutes or something. So let's just make this one. Oh wait, this is start. So there we go. Let's call this new group and call this middle text. And grab the middle text and the middle buttons and grab this into middle parts. So now we can enable the buttons right in the body again. And as you can see, we have finished some more. Now what we have is this part, which obviously is another circle. So let's just go kind of in the middle, Alt, Shift, and drag it out. This is actually perfectly aligned. So with this one, we want to go rasterize it, change the fill to 0, and double click it to get this panel, the layer style panel. Get an inner shadow, make sure it's from there, and kind of play around with it to get the right effect. So that looks around about nice, about the same. So enable everything else. Yeah, that looks okay. So let's just drag this into another map and call this shadow left. And let's just call this right part. Oh, sorry. And there we go. So what else we have? Let's just drag all of these into a new map and call this controller, just so we can disable it at any time and go back to our original file. So now we have this thing, and it's still the same process. So all you need to go is get the rounded rectangle tool, change the radius down a lot, just a bit of rounding. Alright, maybe even a bit less, but this will do for now. Change the color real quick to whatever we have here. Rotate it, edit, transform path, duplicate it, edit, transform path, and rotate it clockwise. So let's just rasterize these and call this one. That's actually this one is the vertical cross, and this one is the horizontal cross. And let's just get this into a new one and call this cross. Alright, so now that we have our controller and this one set up, well, we still make these buttons in a bit. So let's just open up our controller, drag this one above the shadow left. Let's just grab both of these and put them in a new one and make this left part. So yeah, now we can, you know, it kind of looks about the same. Don't worry about these jagged edges, by the way. You don't need to worry about those. The After Effects will work it out. So now we have to create these kind of triangles. So this is where I struggle a bit. So I use the polygon tool and created 3 sides and make it Control yeah, and just use Alt to kind of position this. But I didn't really know how to make this kind of beveled. So if you know that, make sure to leave a comment and yeah, let people know. So this one again, we can change the fill to 0 over here. We can also do it in our blending option default and change the fill opacity to 0. So then we can create an inner shadow, which is obviously coming from around here and has a lower opacity than the other one. So let's rasterize this layer for now. So as you can see, we're kind of creating, flip these horizontal, grab it over here, and let's actually get this properly aligned. So I'm just all eyeballing at the moment. And yeah. So as you can see on this one, the shadows are not right. So let's change that. Go back into our layer styles, go into inner shadow and change the angle around. So, uncheck use global light, change the angle around, and there we go. So yeah, this one is just the same, so it hasn't changed anything since the other one. So let's just duplicate this one. Let's duplicate both of these actually. Duplicate layers, okay, edit, transform, counterclockwise. So this one is about right. Let's center those. And you obviously shouldn't eyeball this, you should use the guides I just showed you, but I hope you understand that as well. So let's just see which is the down one. So this one, we are just gonna go into inner shadow, untick, use global light, and that looks actually pretty nice. Let's just select it again, sorry. Alright, and inner shadow, uncheck, use global light, and that looks, yeah, that looks great. So, yeah, we're almost done with our controller. Let's just rename this real quick. Let's call this triangle up. This one, it will be the triangle down. Angle down. There we go. And this is the triangle on the left. And this one will be the triangle on the right. So yeah, great. These make them into, oh, I'm sorry. Select all these, close them up real quick, and put them into a new group. Call this group arrows left, and put them into the left part. So as you will see, they disappear, and you'll just have to put them on top of the group again. So our controller is nearly done. All we need is this logo. So you can actually just search this. Just change the word controller to logo, and I think I used this one. Yeah, that'll do fine. Oh yeah, I think I used this one. I'm not quite sure. All you need to do is pretty much get rid of the white, and I'll just use it, you know, I'll do it. So copy that, get this in your composition, and I'll just show you how to get rid of the white. So alright, so I'm sorry, I just got a bit of water because my my throat is getting pretty sore from this. I've been talking for quite a while now. So yeah, let's just get the white away from now. So let's select our right layer, go over here to this kind of brush, and make sure you select the magic wand tool, select all the whites, delete them. And as you can see, first off, not all the whites are deleted because in the middle there are some whites. So select those, delete them, select those, delete them, select those, delete them, and do the same thing for all these small ones over here. And just get rid of it. Oh, I'm sorry. Just get rid of them. Get rid of that. And get rid of that one. That one. Just get rid of all of them. Oh my god, what's going on? delete, delete, delete. Why is it selecting like small parts? Alright, delete, 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 delete. And it's that easy, pretty much. So now all we could do is as you can see, we still have these kind of parts selected, but we don't care because we're just gonna double click it, create a color overlay, and just make it black. And we can actually just make it the same color as the other one, as it is in real life actually. So there we go. So now let's place it properly. Free transform. Oh, sorry, I still have the selection on. So Control T, free transform. Make it a bit smaller, and you can do the same for the other logo, but we'll just keep it like this. So yeah, we are almost done creating our, so let's just drag this into our controller as well, and let's make sure it's inside body, and then it's the top layer, and let's just call this logo. And yeah, let's just rasterize this one as well, as we forgot. So this thing has a bit of a wire, and the other one I had as well. I'm not sure if it's not. So that's really easy to recreate. So let's just go down, create a new layer below everything, pretty much below your controller, except for the background. So, and then just draw a bit of a path where the kind of let's just make it a bit let's just say it like this. Let's just say it comes out a bit normal, and then kind of goes away over here or something. Yeah, it doesn't look too realistic, but well, I guess it works. So go to your brushes and make sure you just get a regular brush. Alright, can I? Alright, so regular brush with around the size of what the cable would be. So this is around good. So now we're gonna select that, right click, stroke path, use the brush, and make sure you select simulate pressure and press OK. So as you can see, we kind of created a wire right here, and we're just gonna give that color overlay, and you could use the normal kind of bucket on this one as well, sorry. But we won't. So what you can do now is just, I'll show it on one thing, I'll just show it on the body. So what you can do is just over every layer, you're just gonna create a new layer, press Alt and go to the middle, or right click the layer and create clipping mask to the layer below. And then what you can do is change the colors to white and kind of create a shape for us to make a glow. So this is only affecting the main body, so let's just fill the path, make it a foreground color. So as you can see, it's white, and just change the opacity down. And you can do that for more, but you know, it's not that hard, so you can figure it out yourself. So this has been a really long tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you liked it. I hope you look forward to the next one and create something awesome, guys.